said, hello, I said, hello. She said, it's me, I said, I know. She said, it's me, I said, I know. She said, my battery's running low. We need to talk, I said, we talk. She said, we don't, we never talk. She said, I mean communicate. I said, okay, but can't it wait? She said, I'm sitting here alone. I'm on the bus, I'm on the phone, and every single person here has got a phone glued to an ear. It's just like verbal semaphore. How did we ever talk before? They're gabbing endlessly. I think they're talking about me. She said, hello, are you still there? I said, I'm here. She said, you're where? I said, what is this all about? She said, my battery's running out. She said, so tell me. I said, what? She said, just tell me. I said, what? She said, say something. I said, what? She said, don't shout. I said, I'm not. I said, you're sounding rather tense and you're not making any sense. She said, that's typical of you to put me down, you always do. I said, that isn't what I meant. She said, that isn't what you meant. What do you mean, not what you meant? I said, you know what I meant. She said, hello. She said, hello. She said, you're angry. I said, no. I said, I really have to go. She said, my battery's running low. I said, we can't discuss this now. It's not the time to have a row, and I'm already running late. She said, I'm sorry, I can't wait. She said, let's face it, we're a mess. The words we say are meaningless. I think we've lost the knack. I mean, we only talk to a machine. I'm growing mushrooms in my head. You haven't heard a word I've said. Perhaps it's time for us to part. I've got this toothache in my heart. She said, hello. She said, my battery's running low. She said, we need to talk.